Hello everyone, welcome to Soso Sutras, Sutras to simplify social thought. So in today's video, we'll talk about income and wealth inequality in India since 2022 to 2023, the rise of billionaire Raj. And this working paper or this report has been released by World Inequality Lab. And according to it, inequality started declining post-independence till early 1980s, after which it began rising and skyrocketed since the early 2000s. And this is important for our GS paper 3 because we have a topic named inclusive growth. And this is also important for our sociology paper 1 because we have a topic called social stratification and subtopic called inequality and equality. Now, this paper has been co-authored by Nitin Kumar Bharti, Lucas Chancel, Thomas Piketty and Anmol Somanchi. So, you can use the name of these scholars, Lucas Chancel and Thomas Piketty, in your answer. Now, the World Inequality Lab. It is a Paris-based global research center which focuses on the study of inequality and public policies that promote social, economic and environmental justice. So please remember, it is a Paris-based global research center. This can be important for your prelims. Right, now let us see some of the finding of this report. So the first finding, it says the growth in average income. So according to this paper, between 1960 and 2022, India's average income grew at 2.6% per year in real term. Real term means, so real income is equal to nominal minus inflation. So discounting the inflation after removing the effect of inflation. So income grew at 2.6% per year since 1960 to 2022. Now the second finding, emergence of very high net worth individuals. So emergence of very high net worth individuals. So the number of these people, it has increased. So it was 1. The number was 1 in 1991. Then it increased to 52 in 2011. Now we have 162 high net worth individuals or billionaires. So now in 2022 we have around 162 Indians who are having wealth more than 1 billion US dollar. So coming to the next finding, rise in the percentage of income taxpayer. So according to this paper, till early 1990s, the Indians who were filing income tax was around 1%. Then by 2011, it crossed to 5%. And during this 2017-2020, it become around 9%. So now around 9% Indians, they are filing their income tax returns, ITRs, which is a good thing because it leads to increase in tax receipts. So rise in the percentage of income tax payers. Now coming to the fourth finding of the report, extreme levels of inequality is there in India. So according to this paper, top 1% of Indians, top 1% Indian population, their share in the national income is around 22.5%, 22.5% in 2022. So 22.5% or around 22.6%, India's national income went to just top 1% since 1922, right? And the top 1% wealth is around 40% in 2022-23, and which is also at the highest level since 1961. So the paper said that in India we are witnessing billionaire Raj. The people who are having wealth or income in billions, they are ruling the country. So India's modern bourgeois is now more unequal than British Raj headed by the colonialist forces. So this billionaire Raj is headed by bourgeois, right? Capitalist, Indian capitalist, and this billionaire Raj is more unequal than the British Raj, which were headed by the Britishers or colonialist forces. So the paper is also saying it is unclear how long such inequality for how long this inequality will persist without major social and political upheaval. upheaval. So if inequality is persisting for such a long time, it can lead to political unrest, and then there can be chaos, there can be social tension in the society. So top 1% share in the national income is around 22.5%. So extreme levels of inequality. Now extreme wealth concentration at the top. So top 1% Indians, they are having wealth of around 40%, around 40%. So between 1961 to 2023, top 1% wealth share increased threefold from 13% to around 39 to 40%. You see here 39-40%. So earlier it was 13% here in 1962, and in 2022 it is around 39 to 40%. Now what is the difference between wealth and income? What is the difference between wealth and income? So income means whatever you are earning, that is your salary or wages, and wealth, it means sum total of all the assets. So you might be owning some car, you might be owning some house or some other property, movable or immovable. So there is an extreme wealth concentration as well as extreme level of income inequality. So top 1% national income share is around 22.5%, and top 1% national wealth share is around 40% in 2022-23. Now the next finding is that the paper has compared income inequality in India with other countries. So here you see top 10% and top 1%. So when it comes to top 10% population, share in national income is around 65% in South Africa, and in India top 10% people having around 57.7% national income share. When it comes to top 1%, you see India 22.6%, 22.6 or 5%, right? And this is the worst. Here India is leading. Here India is leading, which is not a good thing. You see here it is 19%, here is 19%, 20% in US, 15% in China. So India's income and wealth inequality levels in global perspective, by so comparison was done, right? So when it comes to top 1%, we are in the worst position. Now coming to this next finding. So now they are comparing the wealth inequality. Now top 10% in case of South Africa, they are having 85% of national wealth, and in India it is around 65%. So we are somewhere in the middle, and when it comes to top 1%, South Africa is leading, then Brazil, and we are somewhere in the middle, right? So this is about wealth inequality, and in case of income inequality, we are in the worst position because top 1% are having 22.5% national income share. Now the next finding is that there is poor data in India, so their finding of inequality may be an underestimation. So the paper wants to say, since the data quality of data in India is poor, so inequality may be much more than what we have find. So coming to the next point, next finding, they have given the solution. So what is the solution? So they suggest that India need to implement a super tax on Indian billionaires and multimillionaires. Along with tax schedule need to be restructured. What it means that now it is the time that India tax both the income and wealth, and this will help to finance education sector, health sector, and other public infrastructure. And this will be an effective measures to curb or to stop or to prevent the rising inequalities in India. Now this they are suggesting that India should impose more taxes on billionaires and multimillionaires. But there is a counter argument. If India keeps on increasing the tax rates for super rich people, will it be feasible? Is it feasible? Is it possible? Because these people, the marginal tax rate they're paying is already more than 42%, and if the government further increases the tax rate, they may feel the burden, and they may shift their residence outside India. They may move to other location, other country, and this will impact the tax revenue. And one more other consequences will be that the surplus that these people have, they invest these surplus in the market. But now if we are taxing them, if we increase the tax rate on these super rich people, the surplus which they would have invested in the market would decrease, and this will impact the economic growth and development in India. Right now, these suggestions you can mention in your answers. And please, from the sociological perspective, please remember the name of the some of the thinker, Pierre Bourdieu. He talked about economic capital, cultural capital, social capital, and symbolic capital, and unequal access to social resources. Unequal access to social resources that can include income, wealth, right, property, education, health. That leads to, that is called as social inequalities. And Pierre Bourdieu is talking about economic capital, cultural capital, social capital, and symbolic capital. And these forms of capital overlap. So someone who is having social capital will be having economic capital, and someone who is having economic capital will be having the symbolic capital. So there can be overlap. It is not necessary that overlap will be there, but it can happen. Now, Marxist viewpoint, they says there is inequality because there is inequality in the capitalist society because there is unequal access to forces of production, because forces of production are owned by the capitalist class. Functionalist on the other hand, they would say that inequalities in society are inevitable because they ensure that all kinds of jobs get done in the society, and inequalities are the result of unequal capabilities which individuals possess. So these are some of the sociological thinkers or perspective which you must know. For more, you can watch one of the video I have already uploaded on equality and inequality in the channel. So keep watching, keep learning. All the best. Thank you.